What's going on, everybody? So this is me, Bo Mueller, Be Detailed Auto Detailing, back with another video. Just another day at the body shop here. This is a Mini Cooper. I forget what year it was, but basically the task here was just buff the whole car. Just cut it down, get the paint level, make it look real good. I'm just gonna throw some commentary, do this on the fly, because this video's been sitting here for I don't know how fucking long, but it needs to be done. So I'm just gonna kind of throw some commentary. I was debating whether or not I was gonna let this kind of be just real time, let you guys watch, but I feel like me actually talking is going to make this a little more engaging. This is either going to turn out to be just like a really long ramble about stuff, or it's going to be, informative stuff to kind of help educate you guys on what's going on, what's my process here, and what's happening. So let's just get into it before it moves too fast and I'm not able to really explain certain things to you guys. Right here, we're doing a rotary cut. This is a dark colored paint. We had quite a few scratches. I didn't get to show you guys what it looked like before, but it wasn't super trash, but it was definitely in bad condition. Rotary was just the way I wanted to go. There's definitely a few choices of pads that I could have gone with. I chose the Rupes cut and finish because this is my first time actually using this pad. So I knew as long as it was a wool pad, it was going to cut. It was going to give me the cut that I wanted. I really just wanted to be able to use the like I said, I really just wanted to be able to use it. It had I think this is 6.5 inches. It's close to 7. And so it covered surface area. The mini door doesn't have like a lot of body lines. It's curved, so you get to navigate that. But overall, I didn't have much body lines to worry about, so I didn't really focus too much on using smaller pads or anything like that. I was able to get most of the car done with just this, with just that pad alone. And then Rupes with the yellow wool pad on like a 3-inch tool that just for the really tight areas that I wasn't able to get or dial in as good with the Rupes cut and finish wool pad here. I know someone's gonna ask, so I'll mention it now. Someone's probably going to notice that I'm running a 5-inch Max Shine backing plate on a 6.5-inch pad. So the pad overlaps the backing plate. Sorry about that, I got cut off. But the pad overlaps the backing plate, and basically the reason I did that was just so I could give it a little bit of overlap. Like I said, we're running. I don't have to worry much about body lines here, but what I'm looking for is just an ease of movement across the panel. I'll be honest, I didn't really think this up of myself. This wasn't like a super secret strategy that I found. I follow the Real Shine Doctor on Instagram, for any of you guys who might know who that is, and I've seen him running typically 5-inch backing plates with 6-inch pads when he's running rotary, and even when he uses the wool mops, he'll run still a 5-inch backing plate on those. So I've been trying it out, and I don't know if it's just me, but it feels so smooth when I do it that way, and I really enjoy using using that kind of setup. I used to be 5-inch backing plate, 5-inch pad. Even with my 3-inch, I'll still do like 3-inch to 3-inch. I don't overlap it with like a 4-inch pad or a 2-inch backing plate with a 3-inch pad. I haven't messed with that as far as like edge work, but as far as just like general cutting like this on a large panel, I've played around with it. I really like it. I haven't really gone back since. Not because I hate it the other way. I tried it out. The way that it felt was just better. I feel like the overlap in a weird way, maybe I'm not thinking of this right, but because of the overlap, I feel like it hugs the panel a little better. It hugs the shape of it better in comparison to if I just ran it 5 and 5, or 6 and 6, 7 and 7. I'll do 6 and 6 inch back and 7-inch pad. So at least like a 1-inch overlap on the from 5-inch and up. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys what I'm saying there. I'm not particularly that great at articulating this, but yeah, anyways, just making my way down the door, just working and cutting, or just letting the wool do its thing. Right here I'm using just 3M rubbing compound. Thing I really like about the Rotary, man, is just, you know, even though like you see that kind of, I guess, not complex shape, but just kind of that tight shape, the really nice thing about Rotary, man, is because it doesn't have an offset like a DA, you can get very, very precise into where you fit your tool, into where you're running your tool on, and it just really allows for so much versatility with how and where you use the tool. And I really appreciate that about the Rotary a lot. So here we are, pulling out the Milwaukee. Battery powered, love this tool. I will definitely do a review on it someday. But yeah, just getting around the areas where the first larger cutting pass couldn't get. So we cut the meat down, and now we're just boxing it out basically. So the reason why I'm just gonna go ahead and hit my stuff with the 3-inch here is because one downside about the overlap, it's not a big downside, and I wouldn't say it's a super huge issue, but because of the overlap, especially the larger that overlap, it gets harder for me to be as precise with my edge work as I want to be. I want to explain this in a different video, but the best way I can explain it right now is when I have, one of the benefits of running like a 3-inch plate on a 3-inch pad is the pressure of the backing pad going right up to the edge of the pad. I can be very precise and pretty much butt all the way up to the edge and the body line, which you see me doing here around the door handle. I can pretty much just get right up to it. The problem is when I have an overlap, it kind of fools me a little bit because the pressure is obviously going to be not as consistent. And so I don't know whether to butt up to the edge of the pad or whether to butt up all the way with the edge of the backing plate to the body line. And then the problem with that obviously is, well, if you're going to butt up all the way with the edge, you know, are you tickling the actual edge with your with the overlap, with the fibers of the part of the pad that's overlapped? Are you now just riding on the edge and not realizing it? So now the nice thing about it still is, obviously, because I have a little bit of experience with Rotary, I know how to be able to get it into these areas and work them out, is that I don't have to work too hard on my edge work here. I can just kind of dial it in real fast, and because I've already done like kind of the initial cut, this is just when I'm boxing it in, I'm just dialing in whatever wasn't cut as precisely. So this is like, you know, the scalpel after the scalpel, I guess, in a way, because the Rotary itself is a scalpel. But if my first pass was the hammer, this is the mini hammer. This is the fine details, will you say? And obviously we could get even finer. We could run 2 inches, 1 inches, and really get as close as we can in on these curves behind the door handles, and just we could get really crazy with this door, but you know, we're only going so far with it, right? It's not an unlimited time on this car. I didn't have forever to do this, so, but yeah, so far, I wish I had a light. I knew you guys can see the fluorescence, but I wish I could show you. I wish you could see the light, so you could see what's all going on. I mean, I know you could see my headlamp a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe I should bring you guys in a little more so you guys can see what's really going on as I'm polishing. I don't know, just thoughts. Let's see, what else do I want to say? I feel like I've said a lot during this voiceover. You guys might hear some noise. My cat's walking in here. All right. Let's see. Are we moving on to DA or are we still on Rotary? Let's see. Looks like I'm switching stuff around. Let's see. All right, cool. So we are going Rupes Mark III 21. So, Griots microfiber cutting pad. So, obviously, if you look to where the lights of my headlamp are pointing before the DA has touched the panel, there's halos, there's holograms, there's all sorts of marks left behind by the rotary, right? It's just a movement of the tool. I run it on an angle when I cut. That's just how I want it. So obviously, we're not going to leave the halos in there. We're going to refine them out. How do we refine them out? We change our combination, and that's when we go with something like this Rupes Mark 23. Mark III 21 with the microfiber cutting pad, and that'll take your halos pretty much right out. Really helps. Just tighten everything up, get those wisps out of there and just get it down to where when you look at it in the light, you don't have really any trails coming off. Now, we might have some micro marring after this step, but that's no big deal because we're going to hit it with a yellow pad after to refine it out even further to get it to a cleaner finish. But like I said, the microfiber is just a combination that's essentially, it's a mid-step. It's aggressive enough to where we can cut out the rotary tracks and finish it down good enough, but it's still going to be, depending on the paint you're working on and the color, it's still going to be a little too aggressive to be kind of a sold finish, I guess, with currently my technique. I know there's probably guys who could get it way tighter than I can and really limit that micro marring and get a pretty damn good finish from microfiber. Sometimes it happens for me, sometimes it doesn't. I feel like it's pretty paint dependent, but that is just my experience. So, but yeah, here we are, polishing out, refining. That's really all we're doing. So somebody might ask, why not? Oh, well, actually, we're about to get to the end of the video. So here's the before. I didn't realize I included this. So here's the before of what the swirls were looking like. I'll let you guys kind of see that. And, I had to tease y'all, man. All right. So here we are. That's the before. That's the other door that we haven't touched yet. That's all three steps: rotary, microfiber, foam. And so even though we used rotary, we used the DA to step it back out, and we're able to get rid of those halos and still keep a really tight finish. So anyways, this is just the process I wanted to show you guys and kind of let you just see me knock down a door real fast, three-step it, and see the kind of, result that you can get out of this. And hopefully you guys learned something. And if not, hopefully I entertained you guys, gave you some satisfying content. Let me know in the future if you want more voiceovers or if you just want more real-time stuff. I can do both. Just, let me know what you'd like more. Thank you, and see you in the next one.